My husband and I have 4 kids: Evan, 20, Adriana, 16, Elizabeth, 15, and Michael, 15. We try to travel 3 to 4 times a year. 3 years ago, the night before we were supposed to leave, my friend told us we couldn't use her cabin anymore. We were all looking for new places, and Adriana sent a listing for this small town in the middle of nowhere. We ignored it the first few times she sent it, but she eventually talked us into looking at it, and it was perfect. We paid a little over $200 a night for a beautiful cabin on the lake with a game room and enough beds to allow everyone to get their own bed. The people were great, the drive wasn't bad, and there were actually a lot of things to do there. It has become one of our favorite vacation spots. When Adriana was 14, we pretty much started letting her book family vacations. She had to run everything by us first, but she was the one who chose where we went and where we stayed. Her only condition is that she gets first pick for rooms, beds. She's even booked an international vacation for us, including flights and a rental car. We've given the other kids opportunities to help with vacations. They all know if they can find a place that we'd want to go to and stay within a budget, they can get first dibs if we book it. The problem is that they have a hard time sticking to a budget, or they're set on a specific place, even if it's not suitable for everyone. They'll pick a hotel or rental that's nearly the entire or over the vacation budget, or doesn't have enough rooms because it has a specific feature. Because of this, we almost always go with Adriana's choice. We recently spent 3 nights in a cabin with 3 bedrooms. 2 rooms had a king bed and an ensuite. The third had 4 twin beds. Adriana chose one of the rooms with the king beds. There was a pull-out couch available, but none of them wanted it. After we left, they were upset that Adriana got her own room and bathroom while the rest of them had to share. I told them they know the deal, and that if they can find a place for everyone, stay within budget, and pick a place that we'd all want to go to, they can also choose their room and bed. They say they try, but we always pick Adriana's listings. I told them her listings are usually more practical. We paid a little under $600 for the cabin that we stayed at after taxes and fees. It had so many free activities nearby that the entire 3-day vacation for 6 people came out to just under $1,000. They can't beat it with an $1,800 listing with 2 beds and a single bathroom. They think we're being unfair and should rotate who books the vacations and chooses the rooms, but I just don't have that kind of money to throw away, and I'm not going to deal with the fighting that'll inevitably come when they pick a place with not enough beds or bathrooms. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Am I the jerk? I don't care what anyone says, I'm not the jerk. Why ask the question when you've decided you aren't the jerk and just keep maintaining your position regardless of people's responses? This has already created resentment between your kids, and this resentment will grow as the kids get older. I think you must be a troll because no decent parent cares so little about all but one child. Comment 2. You're the jerk. The issue isn't that she gets to pick first. It's that you allowed her to occupy the room by herself. Her choice should have been that she could either share with someone in the room with 4 beds, or she could share with someone in the room with the king-size bed. A sole private room is not part of your agreement. Now for the update. Thanks for all the comments on my last post. I really appreciated the advice and perspectives everyone shared. It's been a week since then and, well, things have been a bit tense around here. Evan, Adriana, Elizabeth and Michael have been in a constant state of bickering since we got back from our last trip. The kids have been trying to prove their point about the vacation booking situation, but it's been a bit of a mess. Evan decided he was going to take charge and find the next vacation spot. He spent hours scoring the internet for deals and finally presented us with a beach house he found. It looked nice, but it was way over our budget. When I pointed this out, he got frustrated and said that we never give his ideas a chance. I tried to explain that it's not about not giving him a chance, it's about staying within our means. He stormed off and we haven't really talked about it since. Elizabeth and Michael teamed up to find a place, which I thought was a good sign of them working together. They found a rental in the mountains that seemed perfect at first glance. It had enough beds and the price was right, but then we realized it was a 4-hour drive from the nearest airport, and the rental car prices were astronomical. When I brought this up, they accused me of nitpicking and said I was just looking for reasons to reject their ideas. Adriana has been quiet through all of this. She's been doing her own thing, probably looking up potential spots for our next trip, but she hasn't said much. I can tell she's feeling a bit guilty, like this is all her fault, but I don't want her to feel that way. She's just good at finding deals that work for us. The tension came to a head a couple of days ago. The kids sat us down for a family meeting to discuss the vacation situation. They proposed a rotation system where each kid would get a turn to book a vacation, regardless of the budget. My husband and I tried to be open to the discussion, but it's just not feasible. We can't afford to spend more than we have, and I don't want to end up in a situation where we're all crammed into a too small space. The meeting ended with no resolution. The kids are still convinced we're playing favourites with Adriana, and my husband and I are at our wits' end trying to keep the peace and stick to our budget. It's like we're stuck in a loop, and I'm not sure how to break out of it. In an attempt to compromise, I suggested that we all work together on the next vacation plan. I thought maybe if we made it a group effort, we could find something that satisfies everyone. We tried sitting down with a map and a budget sheet, but it turned into a shouting match over destinations and accommodations. Evan wants somewhere with nightlife and activities for people his age. Adriana is looking for scenic spots for her photography hobby. Elizabeth wants a place with lots of outdoor adventures, and Michael just wants somewhere with good food. Trying to find a place that ticks all those boxes without breaking the bank is proving to be impossible. I'm starting to feel like maybe we need to take a break from travelling altogether until we can figure this out. But then I worry about taking away something that's been such a positive experience for our family in the past. It's been a way for us to bond and create memories, and I don't want to lose that. As of now, we have no vacation booked, no destination in mind, and no plan on how to move forward. The kids are still upset, and my husband and I are just trying to keep everything else running smoothly while we navigated this issue. I'm hoping that with a little more time, we can come to some sort of agreement or understanding. But right now it feels like we're at an impasse, and I'm not sure where we go from here. It's frustrating because I know we all want the same thing, a nice family vacation, but we just can't seem to get on the same page about how to make it happen. So, that's where we're at, still stuck, still trying, and still hoping we can find a way to resolve this without any more arguments or hurt feelings. I'll keep you posted if anything changes, but for now, we're just taking it one day at a time. Now for the comments, comment 1. Oh, the joys of family dynamics and vacation planning. Look, it's like a game of Monopoly. Someone's always going to end up with Park Place while the rest are stuck with Baltic Avenue. Adriana's got the knack for it, so maybe turn this into a teaching moment. Have her mentor the others on budget-savvy travel hacks. It's like passing the torch without burning the house down, you know? Comment 2. Been there, done that. My family used to squabble over who got the master suite at our annual beach house rental. We ended up drawing straws, which was fair but also a bit like Russian roulette for room selection. Maybe try a random draw, keeps the peace and adds a bit of suspense to the mix. Now for the next story. My sister Lucy, 38, has always wanted a big family. She and her husband Tom, 40, had their son Logan, now 9. But due to complications, Lucy couldn't have more kids. Lucy was devastated. About 3 years ago, she and Tom decided to adopt. Tom never outright said he didn't want to go through with it, but it was clear to see he didn't care one way or the other and just wanted Lucy happy. Logan said he didn't want a sibling. Lucy brushed over all these concerns with the "they'll get on board eventually" attitude. Long story short, they were eventually matched with a boy, Jack, who is now 11. Lucy said they all bonded, but Jack had behavioural issues, and whenever I saw them, I picked up on the fact that over time, Tom seemed to be getting less and less keen. And many times when it was just adults, he commented on his worry that Jack had latent issues because of his traumatic past. Lucy adored Jack and rubbished these concerns. I brought up Tom's hesitation, but Lucy said it was just taking longer for him to bond. They officially adopted Jack about a year ago, and since then things have fallen apart. Jack's behaviour has either gotten a lot worse, or Lucy wasn't speaking about it as much before, but it's clear Tom is at his wit's end. According to Lucy, he works late constantly, and whenever Jack has a tantrum, he helps Lucy calm him down, and then takes Logan and leaves the house. Logan now hates Jack and won't play with him, which causes more issues, and he's started to act out. He spent his last school holiday with my family and is set to spend Christmas with us again because even the family therapist says it's good for him to have some space. Having seen this all unfold has been heartbreaking. Tom and Logan look more miserable every time I see them, and though Lucy would never admit it, she does too. Whenever I speak to her, she talks about how hard it is, but always has Tom and Logan at fault. She has never taken any accountability for the fact that she didn't listen to anyone's concerns. She called me a couple of days ago to discuss plans for Christmas, and when Tom would be dropping Logan off at my home, she again started ranting about how Tom has basically shut down at home with her and Jack, and how she thinks he's going to leave. She was calling him every name in the book, and then started saying she was disappointed that Logan doesn't love Jack, and she can't believe she raised a bully. I lost it. I told her the real bully was her. She bullied her family into adoption as a form of wish fulfillment, and Tom shouldn't have indulged her, but most of the blame falls on her for destroying her family. She screamed and cried, and eventually called me evil and hung up. My parents are now saying I was an AH for telling her that, even though we all think it, but I think she needed to hear it and stop blaming her own child for being unhappy living in the chaos she created. Eat it. For everyone saying I said or implied that Tom is blameless, I didn't. I said to Lucy that Tom shares the blame, but I do think most of it lies with her. Who I don't think has any blame, no matter how she's tried to place it on him, is Logan. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Everyone sucks here, you, Lucy and Tom. I'll agree that Lucy played a big part in this and isn't holding herself accountable, but Tom is also at fault. While it might have been clear to you how he felt, you also admit Tom never vocalized his concerns and has been rather passive overall. They both played parts here. Couples are supposed to communicate, especially for important, life-changing joint decisions like adoption, and that didn't happen. It's not fair to put all the blame on one or the other. Comment 2. Everyone sucks here. How does Tom being indifferent at the beginning become him bullied at the end? Even though we all think it, your sister and her husband made a choice and it's not working out. It's not up to you as an outside party to come in and assign singular blame. It's also really shitty for her to blame her son. None of this is productive and only leading to more negativity. Now, for the update. After the blowout with Lucy, things went quiet for a while. She didn't call or text and I respected her need for space. I was worried though about how everyone was doing, especially with the holidays coming up. It was a tense time and I hoped that they would find some way to work through their issues. A few days later, I got a call from Tom. He sounded exhausted but determined. He told me that after my conversation with Lucy, they had a long, hard talk. It was the kind of talk that breaks everything down before you can start building it up again. Tom admitted that he had been avoiding the problems at home, and Lucy acknowledged that she had been too focused on her dream of a big, happy family to see the damage it was causing. They decided to take action. First, they sat down with Logan and apologized for not considering his feelings more. They promised to make things right and to be better at listening to him. Logan, in turn, opened up about feeling left out and agreed to give Jack another chance if the family could work together. Next, they found a new family therapist who specialized in adoption and trauma. Jack started seeing her twice a week, and the whole family joined for additional sessions. The therapist helped them understand Jack's behavior better and gave them strategies to handle his outbursts without escalating the situation. Tom also changed his work schedule. He cut back on late nights and made sure to spend more time at home, helping to ease the tension. He and Lucy started going on date nights again, trying to reconnect as a couple and support each other through the challenges. As for Logan, he started to spend more time with Jack, with the help of a mentorship program that paired them with a young adult who had been through a similar situation. This mentor helped Logan see that Jack wasn't trying to ruin his life. He was just a kid who had been through a lot and needed a brother. Christmas rolled around, and instead of Logan staying with us, Lucy called to say they wanted to try spending the holiday together as a family. It was a big step, and I was proud of them for taking it. They came over on Christmas Eve, and it was like seeing a different family. There was laughter, and the tension that had been there before was gone. Jack seemed calmer, more settled. He had started to bond with Logan, and it was clear that the therapy was helping. He even made a special card for Tom, thanking him for not giving up on him, which I could tell meant the world to Tom. Lucy was like a changed person. She was more patient, less defensive, and she listened more than she talked. She thanked me for being honest with her, even though it had been hard to hear. She said it was the wake-up call she needed to start making real changes. By New Year's, they were a unit again. Not perfect, because no family is, but they were working together and facing their problems head-on. Lucy and Tom renewed their vows on New Year's Eve, a symbol of their commitment to each other and their family. It was a small ceremony, just family and a few close friends, but it was full of hope and love. Logan was smiling again, playing with Jack and including him in his games. It was clear that he no longer saw Jack as the enemy, but as his brother. And Jack, well, he looked like he finally felt like he belonged. It wasn't an easy journey, and it took a lot of work from everyone involved, but they made it through. They showed that with honesty, effort, and a willingness to change, even the most strained relationships can be healed. Lucy and Tom learned that a big, happy family isn't about the number of people, but the quality of the connections between them. And as for me, I learned that sometimes the hardest thing to say is the most necessary, and it can lead to the happiest of endings. Now for the comments. Comment 1. Hey, it sounds like a tough situation, but it's great that Lucy and Tom are now seeking professional help. Maybe suggest a support group for adoptive parents. It could be a good space for them to share experiences and strategies with others who understand the unique challenges. Comment 2. I've been there with family therapy, and it was a game changer for us. It's not an overnight fix, but it helped us communicate better and understand each other's perspectives. Hang in there and keep encouraging that open dialogue. It can really turn things around. Now, for the next story. When my son Josh was 16 years old, he and his girlfriend Chloe told my wife and me that they were expecting a baby. We were reasonably concerned and upset, but supported the two in whatever they wanted to do. They decided they wanted to keep the baby. Chloe's parents were not supportive at all and kicked her out of the house. We had her move in with us. My wife and I developed a close bond with her as we helped her prepare for the baby. After the birth of their daughter Bryn, Chloe and Josh lived with us until they were 22. As they were so young, we really helped a lot those first few years, as they got their GEDs, went to trade school, etc. It was not an easy road in the slightest, but it made us all closer. I consider Chloe the daughter I never had. They are now 25 and Bryn is 9. Last year, Chloe's parents got in contact with her and said that they were sorry, they wanted to be in their lives, etc. Josh and Chloe chose to hesitantly let them in their daughter's life. They have definitely played the part of overcompensating grandparents who try to pretend no time has passed. Bryn is healthy, safe and loved. That's all that matters. They have been standoffish with my wife and me. I feel they are jealous and maybe insecure when it comes to how close we are to Chloe and Bryn. We've tried to arrange times to talk, outings where all four of us can be with Bryn, etc., but they always rebuff. So we've settled to be polite and kind, getting along with them for Bryn, Chloe and Josh's benefit. Chloe and Josh have recently announced they're getting married. She asked me to walk her down the aisle. She explained that while her dad is too, she would love to have her other dad with her. I was touched. She has called me Papa Sam for a while now, and my wife, Mama Carol, but I still didn't expect this. I accepted. Now Chloe's dad is refusing to walk her down the aisle because I will. He says that I am encroaching on a precious moment between him and his daughter. I said so long as Chloe wants me to walk her, I will. Chloe has said she doesn't want me to step down but also wants her dad there. I've said I'll support what she wants. She's remained firm that she wants to try to find a way to get her dad on board, so we'll both walk her. Chloe's mum said I should step down because of course Chloe won't ask me to. I made a comment about how then I'd be just as much of a deadbeat as they were for so long. This pissed her and her husband off. My wife feels I've fueled this drama and I should just step down so Chloe can have both her parents there. I've said until Chloe asks me to step down I won't. Am I the idiot? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Chloe has said what she wants. It's up to Chloe to enforce her wants and boundaries. Her parents don't want to make a public display of their mistreatment of her. Well, that is unfortunate for them. They should have thought about that before they abandoned their daughter. Chloe is blessed to have you. Let these people choke on their shame. Congrats to your son and Chloe as well as you and yours. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Chloe's dad is creating a problem and people are looking at you to solve it. This is her dad's issue and it will be Chloe's call to make, and it sounds like she's already made it. She wants both of you. Now for the update, thanks to everyone who read my last post. It's been a whirlwind of a week, but I'm happy to share how things have unfolded since then. After the confrontation with Chloe's parents, things were tense for a few days. Chloe was stressed out, trying to mediate between her biological dad and me. Josh was doing his best to support her, but you could tell the strain was getting to both of them. My wife, Carol, was worried that the wedding, which should have been a joyful occasion, was turning into a source of conflict. We all sat down together, me, Carol, Josh, Chloe and her parents, to try and sort things out. It was a tough conversation, full of awkward silences and some heated moments. Chloe's dad reiterated his stance, saying he felt like I was taking over his role. I explained that I didn't want to take anything away from him, but I wanted to honour Chloe's wishes. Chloe, showing wisdom beyond her years, suggested a compromise. She asked if both her dad and I would be comfortable walking her halfway down the aisle each. That way, she could have a moment with both of us. It took a bit of back and forth, but eventually, her dad agreed. You could see the relief wash over Chloe's face. The days leading up to the wedding were busy, with last-minute preparations and family flying in. Chloe's parents started to warm up to us a bit more, especially when they saw how much Bryn enjoyed having all her grandparents together. We all worked on putting our differences aside for the sake of the wedding. The big day arrived and it was beautiful. Chloe looked stunning in her dress, and Josh couldn't keep his eyes off her. When the moment came for the walk down the aisle, Chloe's dad and I took our places by her side. The walk was a moment I'll never forget. Halfway with her dad and halfway with me. There wasn't a dry eye in the place. The ceremony was perfect, and the reception was a blast. Chloe's parents gave a heartfelt toast, apologising for their past mistakes and thanking us for taking care of their daughter and granddaughter when they couldn't. It was a moment of healing for everyone. As the night went on, Chloe and Josh danced their first dance as a married couple, and Bryn joined in, giggling and twirling around. Carol and I shared a dance too, feeling grateful for how everything turned out. In the end, Chloe's wedding was a celebration of not just her and Josh's love, but also of family coming together. It was a reminder that forgiveness and understanding can mend even the deepest rifts. Chloe and Josh left for their honeymoon, and we promised to take care of Bryn while they were away. Chloe's parents even offered to help, suggesting we could all take turns. It was a big step forward in mending our relationship. As I write this, I'm watching Bryn play in the backyard, her laughter filling the air. Carol is beside me, her hand in mine, and we're both smiling. It's been a tough journey, but seeing our family, our whole family, happy and united, makes it all worth it. So, that's where we are now. The wedding drama is behind us, and we're looking forward to what the future holds. Chloe and Josh are starting their new life together. Bryn is thriving, and our families are finding a new way to coexist peacefully. It's not always easy, but love and patience can work wonders. Thanks for listening to our story. It's been quite the ride, but I wouldn't change a thing. Now for the comments. Comment 1. Hey there, you've been a rock for Chloe and Josh, and it's clear your heart's in the right place. It's tough when emotions run high, but you're showing great respect for Chloe's wishes. Maybe gently remind her dad that this day is about unity and love, not just individual moments. Comment 2. Have you considered a heart-to-heart with Chloe's dad before the big day? It might help to clear the air. It's awesome that you're standing by Chloe's choice, but maybe a little chat could help everyone focus on the celebration and not the tension. Best of luck. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.